Please first of all find a safe and quiet place to do this exercise. The purpose of this thought perception exercise is to allow yourself to become much more aware of your relationship with your thoughts. It shows you how your thoughts plays a role in your life. In a moment, I am going to invite you to close your eyes, and I will time you at different steps along this process. Now get yourself comfortable and close your eyes, and I'm going to invite you to just allow thoughts to just come to mind. Just allow random thoughts to just pop into your head, anything at all. The thing is that you and I will not have any idea of what those thoughts are going to be. There is no way you can prepare, plan, or rehearse for this exercise, because you and I will not have any idea of what those thoughts are going to be, because no one alive does and knows what we are going to be thinking next. So I'm going to time you just for 1 minute. You are going to close your eyes, and I'm going to sit and time you for 1 minute. And all I would like you to do is simply close your eyes down and allow a thought to come, to be in as random as you like, but whatever it is, just close your eyes now and allow that thought to come to mind. That's it. You can now open your eyes. Now, what you probably noticed in that exercise is that it is quite busy in there. Most often when people first do this, loads of thoughts keep coming in, and maybe you found one of those thoughts particularly kind of caught you, started taking you from one thought to the next, to the next, to the next, until before you knew it, you are away somewhere else, far away from where you started. You are away somewhere else. Now that is how thought normally works. We can even talk about it being like a train of thought. In other words, a train that leads one to another, like carriages, trains together. It is just like a train. If you just hop on board a train of thought, it will take you somewhere. But let's see what else we can do now. So, what I'm going to do this time is again we are going to sit. I'm going to invite you to do this time. Allow thought to come to mind, but this time I would just like you to do something. I would like you to acknowledge it as a thought that is about a thing, so there is nothing you need to do with it. So in other words, if you close your eyes and a thought comes to mind, I've run out of milk, then I just want you to acknowledge it as a thought about milk. It is just a thought about milk. It doesn't need to be followed up with, oh my word, we've run out of milk. What kind of parent am I who runs out of milk? It's just a thought about milk. Just acknowledge it as nothing more than just a thought about a thing, to let it go. Now for some of you, when you let it go, it might be that you let it go in the sense that it sort of dissolves. For some, it might be that you let it go in the sense that you can just move it off into the distance. For some, letting go might be letting it pass through. All I want you to do is just sit and to acknowledge it as a thought about a thing and let it go. So, whenever you are ready, I am going to time you again. Time you for 1 minute. Whenever you are ready, close your eyes down now. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back out. I wonder what you noticed, if it was different this time. Did those thoughts just dissolve or melt away? Did those thoughts just fade into the distance? Did those thoughts pass this way or that way? For some of you, that 1 minute may have felt like a very, very long time. Trust me, it was exactly 1 minute. You see, when we allow ourselves to get clear of our thinking, we can quite easily feel differently, effortlessly even, feel different. We can even experience even things like time differently. Generally, we experience a sensation that time is slowing down, and that is because in here we are not racing to keep up. We are not running along trying to keep up with the traffic. When that stops being relevant, and we just allow thought to pass through, a kind of feeling of stillness, a feeling of calm in your body. You see, thought creates a feeling. Thought is like a wind churning up the water on the pond. And you see, in the absence of anything stirring up the water on the pond, it automatically resets itself back to flat calm. Exactly the same with us. So one more time, I'm going to invite you to just sit. Close your eyes when you are ready. I'm going to invite you to allow thought to come and let it go. And your 1 minute starts now. And whenever you are ready, open your eyes and come back out. I wonder how it was for you that time. Whether again it was easier to just let thought dissolve, or maybe it went off into the distance, out to the sides. Or maybe you could just notice thoughts just passing through. You see, as I said earlier, We are not afraid of what we think we are afraid of. We are afraid of what we think. And as soon as you realize that the feelings that you have in your body, they are not really about the world around us. They're about our thoughts about the world around us. Does that make sense? The feelings you have in your body, they are not really feelings connected to the world around us. They are feelings connected to the thoughts about the world around us. But at our core, we are happy, we are well, we are okay. If is a lot like you. Know those slinky springs, you can push them down the stairs. They sort of go end over end. It's a lot like that. It starts off sitting at rest, full of potential energy, and what happens is that we get a bit stretched like a spring. We get a bit stretched out of shape sometimes by life. Stuff comes along and stretches, and over time we get really quite stretched and tense. Now I want you to think about it this way. The tension doesn't come from within us getting pulled out of shape. The tension fully comes from the spring's desire to get back the other way, get back to how it could be, should be, and so frustration, tension and stress is really your brain telling you this isn't how it is meant to be. And as soon as you realize it's not stuff, it's not life pulling you out of shape, it's your thoughts about your life pulling you out of shape. As soon as you let go of that attachment and let go and realize that it's just thought, not only does your spring go back, it returns home. It snaps back into positive. You go back to being okay, faster than you could ever imagine. Beauty of resetting rather than replacing is that we are only ever showing someone the way home. All you have to do is remember to keep your fingers out of the way, because that reset can be much, much quicker than you might think. You are only ever one thought away from an entirely different experience. You are only one thought away from being well, and we are pulled out of shape by what we think.